Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're checking out Scarlet. She's in the game on the test server. I really do like the character design. I think this is really nice. She does definitely remind me, it's like Shamira when she was alive is the vibe I get. There's nothing in the lore on that. I think she's a really cool design. I really like it. Like, she's even got like the floating orb like Shamira. She's got like the self-sustain. Really reminiscent. I think she's going to be a beast carry in like early game and stuff like that. I think she could be really good late game as well due to max HP scaling in damage. But yeah, I wanted to look at her exact skills because we did look at them yesterday, but I think she's going to be quite nice. So let's jump into it. Ultimate skill, unleashes dark energy onto the battlefield, resulting in up to 12 attacks. Each attack strikes a random enemy target. I hate the way this says random enemy target. It should just say random target because it goes down later to say an ally, but anyway. Struck enemies will be cursed with one layer of dark miasma, which lasts for 5 seconds and can be stacked up to 5 times. The skill has a 20% chance to strike allied targets, but will not curse them with dark miasma. Each strike deals 230%, and then we do only have a 5% chance of striking allies, so it's a bit of a non-event, that whole thing. It's just, I think it's just more about the lore of it and stuff like that, meaning she just loses her shit and just starts dropping deeps on everyone. It's like, oh, you're my ally, I'll still get you, but you know, it's only 5% chance, so who really cares? Probably just a waste of wording in it and a bit annoying, but anyway. And the way this works, the dark miasma thing, it seems like it's going to be like what she's going to aim to do is ult a lot, ult fast, and just dump them stacks on and then get it is the idea. Then we have Shaded Corruption, which is the passive. If an enemy target is cursed by 5 layers of dark miasma, they will enter a state of Shaded Corruption, causing them to be unable to move or use skills while corrupted. Now, I'm not too sure how long, like I'm assuming this is going to last the 5 seconds because the dark miasma lasts for 5 seconds. And the way I'm assuming it works is after the 5th stack, it lasts 5 seconds and then they lose stacks. I'm not too sure. I did a little bit of testing. I can't confirm that. I wish this was a bit clearer in the description, but that's my understanding so far. Don't quote me on it though. When an enemy is cursed by 1 or more layers of dark miasma, each layer shall cause their received healing to be reduced by 15%. This is another thing that makes me think she's going to be a pretty decent carry in the early game because once again, you get some of those annoying enemies that just keep healing, and this is going to mitigate a bunch of that as well. Enemies in a state of, even though, yeah, this is a fairly early skill up to get actually, so yeah, she'll have that early. Enemies in a state of Shaded Corruption lose 80 energy points every second. Really nice with the energy drain. These skill ups are quite nice. And then the duration of dark miasma is increased to 7 seconds. So not too bad. Like, this is the thing that confuses me. It can be stacked up to 5 times, and they can, like, once they get to 5 layers, like, is the next time they get hit by it, it just refreshes that fit. I just don't think so. So I think, like I said, I'm not going to repeat what I said before, but I think that's the way it's going to work. Anyway, next up we have Arcane Absorption. Scarlet leeches 10% max health from all targets within range. This includes allies. The leech value cannot exceed 600% of her own attack rating. Each time Scarlet leeches health from a target, she also recovers 80 energy points. Now, when I was testing this as well, it doesn't seem like 80 for each one. But when we look at level 3 skill, for every target that has their health leeched, Scarlet will recover 120 energy points. So if you're like getting 5, you're getting half your energy back. It didn't seem like that much, but you know, it just could be early testing. I could have been missing something. But you know, like, if it is every ally and every just target near her, allies and enemies, and you get grouped up with like 9 of them around you, like you just get free ult from that is the way it understands when you read it at 120 per absorption. So we'll have to see exactly how that goes. Plus it's a really nice heal on top of that. So you want everything grouped up on top of her. After leeching health from allies, Scarlet heals them gradually over the following 3 seconds for the amount of the value that was originally leeched. So, you know, they get it back effectively. And then we have the engraving. Leeching health from an allied target dispels the majority of debuff effects that they are currently affected with. Each time Scarlet successfully dispels an ally's debuff effects, she recovers an additional 60 energy. Seems like a lot of energy. I actually really like this for a 30 engraving. Seems like a really nice effect, getting rid of those debuffs, but also getting some extra energy. I think that one's going to be really nice to get to 30. Then we have another passive, Dark Aura. Each time any target on the battlefield has lower than 15% health, a dark aura manifests underneath the most densely concentrated area of enemies, after which the target is teleported into the center of that dark aura and blown up. The target and all enemies within the dark aura are dealt damage equal to 820% of Scarlet's attack rating. This effect can only be triggered once every 20 seconds, goes down to 15 seconds, and then damage increased to 920%. So it's a pretty decent multiplier. And then we have, this is the 60 engraving. Enemies struck by this skill have their energy recovery reduced by 70% for 10 seconds. This is nice. I don't think I'd get it straight to 60 unless she's absolutely godly in general and turns out to be super meta, but not a bad ability. I'm not honestly huge on this ability because, you know, you've got to get something down to 15%. And in endgame, I don't think this one's going to be massive, but I think the rest of her kit is really nice. This could be clutch for executions and stuff like that, but, you know, it's not as good as like something like Odin or People's Portal, which it just keeps happening. There's no stun effect tied to it either, so yeah, it's okay. Then we have this one, signature item. Residual dark energy surrounds enemies who are struck by Scarlet's ultimate skill, which randomly explodes within a span of 8 seconds. Enemies within range of the explosion are dealt damage equal to 150% of Scarlet's attack rating. So having enemies grouped with her is going to be fantastic. One, she's going to steal health off of them, which is good, healing her and stealing that and getting that energy. I don't think it says it steals, I think she gains it. But also, like, if she hits all 5 enemies and they're all grouped up, and then they all explode, dealing all this AoE damage, it's multiples on top of multiples of burst damage. Damage increased 180. Enemies surrounded by dark energy are prematurely blown up when struck by Scarlet's ultimate skill. So, you know, it just seems like she's going to snowball really hard when she starts using her ultimate, exploding them. Then, you know, she's going to steal their health and get energy back and then just ult again. It feels like she's going to be really, really strong, especially in the right comps. Like in something that has real good energy cycling, I think she's going to be crazy. Every time dark energy successfully explodes, an additional 4% max health damage is dealt to targets that are surrounded by residual dark energy. Additional damage dealt cannot exceed 280% of her attack rating. So basically you got 5 enemies and you use your ultimate. You hit all of them. They've all got it. So they're all going to explode, dealing X amount of damage, 180% damage, plus 4% of max health, but they're going to be receiving that 4% from 4 other enemies. So you're doing 16% max health on top of that. And like I said, if they're grouped up and you're just snowballing, it sounds like it's going to be broken. Sounds like it. Then we go to the furniture. Furniture's really nice. Every time Scarlet uses her ultimate skill, permanently increases its damage by 50% of Scarlet's attack rating the following time it's used, up to 250%. Not too bad on the multiplier. This is the one. The ultimate skill deals an additional 8 attacks. At base, it's dealing 12 attacks, so it deals damage 20 times, which is going to make you stack this further and faster, and also make these explosions happen faster. And by reading it, these explosions don't have a cooldown, so you can just keep spamming them by the sound. So, like I said, sounds pretty crazy. Let's jump into the Arena of Trials and check it out. So let's go over here. Firstly, just look at some animations. Let's take that off. You can see there she sucked some health. I think she sucked her health out of the allies there, but she didn't really get that much energy. I don't know, maybe it's delayed. Let's have a look again. So here it is. The fireballs rain down. Right, let's do this one again. Let's watch for her draining health and then watch the energy bar. Okay, there she goes. She drains. Okay, it's a big delay. That's what it is. It's a big delay on the drain, but she does get a ton of energy from it. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I really do like this chick, and there you go. That's the void. So the void that she opens up in the most concentrated part of enemies is actually pretty big as well. So that's a nice thing to have on top of it. But let's watch one more ultimate. Let's see that void come out. Yeah, you can see that void. It's big. All right, let's get out. Let's jump over here. Let's jump here. I feel like, you know, we want lots of ults, so let's do the Rosaline thing. I'm going to put her in the front row just so she can take effect of that. We'll protect her with Ulna. Let's do Silas and you. See how that goes. It should be fine. So let's see. She might get wiped in this. I don't think I've tried this formation, so I don't know if it'll win, but it should, on theory, with the teleportations. You kind of want them stacking on her, though, I feel, because then she'd get more energy from leeching more health. But, you know, is what it is. Let's just see. As you can see, the cool thing that I really love about her ult is I always like in games these attacks that deal damage to random enemies, because then they just get more effective as there's less enemies, which I find to be really cool. But you know, I've tried a few in here. It's sort of, the damage happens too quick in these things to actually like test it properly. So we'll have to wait and test her tomorrow. But all in all, I think she's going to be an absolute beast of an early game carry. And I feel like the 10% max HP scaling and also the extra 4% from the explosions, I just think it's going to be pretty strong. I don't know. It just sounds really strong when you're doing max HP damage and you can scale it that hard and recycle energy and away you go. I think she's actually going to be a really decent end game carry as well. But hey, I've been wrong many times before, so why not have another one? Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for Scarlet. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.